Well, just as we finished talking about the submersible that failed due to carbon fibre being used in that application, we just see Pete talk at the Eurobike highlighting another fail by the frame manufacturers when it comes to fitting the pinion gearbox to the bike. Now, the pinion gearbox to the bike is an e-bike device that has some gears in it, and it has the torque sensor and everything built in. So the gears are not, as we would normally see externally, like a derailleur. They're built into this gearbox. And for an e-bike type of device, it lowers the maintenance and so forth, which is what people who ride e-bikes really want. They just want to go on the bike and ride. They don't want to have to have all this high maintenance of chain and so forth. And also with e-bikes, a lot more torque's going through the chains and everything like that, so they can wear quicker. So let's roll it intro and let's have a look at what Pete Talk saw when he was at the Eurobike. It was just like, blows your mind. Well, what it is Pete Talk was just making a bit of a joke about the bike industry not making a round hole and how much easier it is to make an e-bike frame, because they don't have to actually make the round hole anymore, because that's all built into the pinion. All they need to do is make 4 bolt holes where the actual whole gearbox mounts up like in sort of like a car when it connects to the frame. And then you have points where you put the bolts through and the pinion fits in, and then you just do it up. So it's a pretty straightforward. All you need to do is make sure the gap is where the gearbox is going to fit in. It's a bit narrower, so you have the thing, and then you just drop a whole long bolt in. We've got some thread on, you just do it up, boom, easy. And even if the length or there was a gap, I mean, as long as it's not too small, even if there's a gap, you can just shim it. So pretty simple to stuff up, you know. But yet,
all they need to do is make 6 mounting tabs to mount the e-motor or the pinion gearbox or whatever. And we were joking about now they're even struggling to make them the right width. So if you get a carbon frame with the bosses too wide, you do the bolts out, it snaps the bosses. So that is chalk and cheese of the bike industry. You've got engineering like this, but the carbon frame makers can't make the right width bosses. Let's find, okay, so this is kind of a modern example, but these are internally like countersunk, so you can't see, but oh my god, is that case in point? No, that's just a bit.
and then he sees that there's this crack coming across the bottom of the frame where there's a mounting block for the pinion gearbox. And you really have to say, hang on a sec, you mean to tell me where these carbon frames and the expertise and the technologies that we keep hearing from the bike industry, all this marketing hype about how this is this and this, they can't even make a frame where the gap is correct for something like a pinion gearbox or any type of device just to mount in. It's much simpler than making a round hole. And they still can't get it right. They can't get the distance right. So when it was bolted up, there was a crack across the carbon where you have that part where the eyelet comes out and mounts onto the pinion. And there's a crack there. So basically, they bolted it up and the gap's been too much and it's pulled it in, and it's bent it so much that it's cracked the the carbon fibre. And you just really you go, is this for real? This is not just one they've put out the door. This is one that they've actually put on a display where potentially thousands and thousands of people are going to walk past it and could potentially see that crack in the frame and probably see a name on the frame, and they're going to go, look at that, it's cracked. And they're expecting me to buy this frame with this pinion gearbox on it. It really is unbelievable. I mean, you always think, we talk about Hambini, we talk about other people like Pete Talk and all these people that get sent wheels and frames, and we call them one-offs because we go, yeah, they were made perfect pixo for these people to review them. But it's the same when you go to a bike show, a Euro bike show. You would expect that those parts and everything they're putting on display are kind of like, the specials, the special ones that we're going to see, so we don't see any imperfections. But hey, in this instance here, they didn't even bother about that. They bolted it up, they cracked it, and you probably would have heard it crack, or you would have heard it give when you was bolting it up, and they just put it on display. It really, I don't know what they think of consumers. They must think we're really, haven't got two brain cells between our ears. It's really amazing how the bike industry behaves and puts out this product that's like this on the market, and even when it's obvious there's a problem with it, don't worry about changing it, guys. Anyway, leave your comments down below, and if you haven't, go and check Pete Talk's video on Eurobike, and you just see this crack there, and he's making a joke, and then he didn't even set the whole thing up, and he's just filming it, making a joke, and there's the crack. Go and check it out. It will, it's a bit of an eye-opener. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to see you next vid.